The screen is black. The sound of thunder rolls across the silence. A single heartbeat echoes. Suddenly, a flash of lightning reveals the misty highlands, vast and endless. Voiceover, deep, gripping tone. Some bonds cannot be broken. Not by did the scene opens with wide shots of the Scottish Highlands. Heavy clouds hang low, as if the sky itself is warning of what is about to come. The camera drifts slowly over ruined stones, the remains of battles long past. Every stone seems to whisper a forgotten story. Every shadow hides a truth yet uncovered. The wind howls through the valleys, carrying voices that sound almost human, voices from another time. The music begins with a single low drum beat, steady and slow, like a distant march. As the beat continues, faint violins rise, creating a mood of both sorrow and anticipation. The visuals cut to Henry, his figure cloaked in dark green, his boots heavy with mud. His face is tired, his eyes filled with determination. He walks across the barren land as if pulled by something greater than himself, something he cannot yet name. The voiceover continues. Time has torn apart families. It has broken warriors, stolen mothers, and left only silence where laughter once lived. But destiny does not forget. It waits, watching, until the right moment comes. The camera follows Henry as he kneels beside a broken stone wall. His hand brushes against the moss, and he finds something hidden beneath the green, a piece of fabric, old and worn. He lifts it, his breath catching. The fabric is soft, delicate, and completely out of place among the ruins. The camera lingers on Henry's face, showing a mix of fear and hope. The sound design shifts. The heartbeat grows louder, merging with the wind. A faint echo of Claire's voice drifts through almost like a dream. Henry freezes. His head lifts, as if he heard something impossible, something that does not belong to this time. The voiceover whispers, "One step closer, one clue uncovered, and the path to truth begins." Henry tucks the fabric into his coat and rises. The camera pulls back, showing him walking toward the horizon. The storm grows darker behind him, but a soft golden light shines faintly ahead, as though guiding him. The section ends with a single shot. Henry standing at the edge of a hidden passage, half covered by vines and stone. He stares at it, the light flickering inside like a candle waiting to be lit. The music swells but then cuts suddenly to silence. Not by war, not even by fate itself. The silence inside the passage is heavy, almost alive. Dust falls from the ceiling as Henry steps carefully into the darkness, each footstep echoing like a warning. His torch flickers, casting long, twisted shadows across the stone walls. The carvings are faint but still visible. Spirals, symbols, marks of an older world. They speak of secrets too dangerous to be told. Yet Henry cannot turn back. Something inside him whispers, pushing him forward. Voiceover, steady, urgent. Every secret demands a price. Every truth waits in silence, aching to be found. The camera cuts to a close-up of Henry's eyes as he notices fresh scratches on the stone. Someone has been here before. His breathing quickens, his hand tightening around the torch. A sound drifts through the air, soft, almost like a hum. He pauses, listening. The melody is faint but unmistakable, filled with sorrow and longing. Henry whispers under his breath, voice trembling. "It can't be." The camera pans slowly to reveal a torn book lying on the ground. Its pages are yellow, brittle with time, yet one is marked with a pressed flower, long faded. Henry kneels, his hands shaking as he picks it up. On the page, scrawled words barely visible in the torchlight. Claire. His lips part in shock, his heart pounding louder than the drums in the background music. The score rises with violins that scrape like cries in the night, blending with the sound of distant thunder. The editing quickens. Flashes of battles, Jamie's shadow crossing fire-lit fields, and the face of Claire smiling faintly in memories. Henry's world begins to fracture, the past bleeding into his present. Voiceover intensifies. Fate weaves its pattern, binding blood to memory. What once was lost may yet be found. Henry stumbles deeper into the passage, the golden light growing brighter ahead. He reaches out, his fingers brushing against the cold wall, until he sees it, an opening carved like a doorway. Beyond it, the faint shape of someone standing still, waiting. The torchlight flickers, but the figure does not move. The music cuts suddenly, leaving only the sound of Henry's shaky breath. The screen fades to black for a moment before Claire's voice, clear and gentle, breaks the silence. "Henry?" The light spills across the chamber, warm and golden, cutting through the cold stone. Dust dances in the air like tiny stars, each fleck a reminder of time slipping by. Henry steps forward, eyes locked on the figure ahead. For a moment, the world is silent, as though even the storm outside holds its breath. The camera shifts slowly, circling Henry's face. His lips part, his chest rises and falls, and the torch in his hand trembles. The figure steps forward, the shadows peeling away, and Claire emerges. She is older, her presence marked by years of struggle, yet her spirit shines untouched. Her gaze meets Henry's, steady and piercing, as if she already knows who he is. Voiceover, soft, reverent. Time may wound the body, but the heart remembers everything. Claire takes a cautious step closer. Her hand lingers against the stone wall, steadying herself, her voice fragile but filled with wonder. "You've come," she whispers. Henry freezes. His breath catches, his voice breaking as he answers, almost a prayer. "It's you. You're real." The camera cuts to his hand reaching out, fingers trembling, desperate to close the space between them. For an instant, the scene slows, every detail heightened. Claire's eyes shimmering, Henry's jaw clenched with emotion, the glow of golden light surrounding them. The score swells with violins and bagpipes, the notes colliding in both triumph and sorrow. Over this, flashes of the past flood Henry's mind. Jamie's laughter, Claire's smile, the cries of war, the endless search. Each image crashes over him like a wave until it is too much. His knees almost buckle, but he holds himself upright, unwilling to falter before her. Voiceover, rising, powerful. What was lost returns. What was broken begins to mend. And destiny stands face to face. Claire lifts her hand, fingers trembling, and places it softly against Henry's cheek. He closes his eyes, overwhelmed, a single tear slipping free. For the first time, the silence breaks. Not with thunder, not with echoes, but with the quiet sound of two souls remembering each other. The screen lingers on their faces, inches apart. The world outside feels distant. Nothing else matters. Then, suddenly, the music cuts, leaving a sharp intake of breath. The scene fades into black, only the sound of Claire whispering once more, "You've found me." The chamber shudders as if the very earth recognizes what has just happened. Stones tremble, dust rains down, and the torchlight flickers wildly. Henry and Claire stand face to face, but their moment is fragile, as though time itself strains to tear it apart again. Voiceover, low, urgent. Reunions are not gifts of mercy. They are trials of fate. The score begins to rise, violins trembling over a deep drumbeat like a war march. The camera flashes between their faces. Henry's awestruck, Claire's torn between joy and fear. Their hands finally touch, and the glow around them brightens, as if the air itself bends to the bond they share. Suddenly the peace fractures. A distant horn sounds, mournful and menacing. Shadows ripple along the stone walls. The montage begins. Soldiers clashing on a battlefield, steel striking sparks in the night. Jamie's shadow turning sharply, his face hidden by firelight. Claire's hand clutching Henry's, their grip desperate, unshakable. A clock shattering in slow motion, gears scattering into darkness. Voiceover, rising. The past and the future cannot exist apart. One must yield, or both will fall. The screen cuts to Henry sprinting through rain-soaked fields, his cloak whipping behind him. Lightning splits the sky, revealing fleeting images of what's to come. Betrayals, battles, and a choice that could tear their fragile reunion apart. Claire's voice echoes through the chaos. Henry, listen to me. You cannot run from what's already written. The music surges into a full orchestra, bagpipes layered with a haunting choir. Each beat syncs with fast, jarring cuts. Henry holding the torn book, Claire reaching into the light, Jamie's figure charging through fire. The sound of the heartbeat returns, louder, faster, until it becomes almost unbearable. At the peak of the chaos, everything falls silent. A single close-up. Claire and Henry, their foreheads touching, their breath mingling in stillness. Voiceover, final, powerful. When love defies time, nothing is impossible. The screen explodes into black. Fiery golden letters carve themselves into the dark. Outlander. Season 8 beneath, the words burn slowly into view. The reunion begins. The last sound is Claire's whisper, softer than a prayer. Find me, before it's too late. The golden title of Outlander Season 8 fades into black, and for a heartbeat, there is silence. Then, faintly, a single candle flickers to life. The flame sways in darkness, its light revealing only fragments. A table scratched with markings, maps torn and scattered. A dagger lying across parchment. A shadow moves across the room. The voiceover returns, quieter, but edged with warning. Every reunion awakens a storm, and storms leave nothing untouched. The camera shifts, showing Henry staring at the flame. His eyes are troubled, his face marked by doubt. In his hands, he holds the pressed flower he found in Claire's book. The petals crumble softly between his fingers, scattering into the air. He looks up, and his expression hardens. Suddenly, the scene flashes. A hand slamming shut the torn journal. Soldiers marching in the rain. A clock face spinning backward at impossible speed. Claire standing at the edge of a cliff, her hair whipping wildly in the wind, whispering words the audience cannot yet hear. The music is stripped down, now just a single haunting cello, drawing out long, mournful notes. Henry's voice breaks through, steady but heavy with resolve. If I've found her, then others will too. The camera jolts forward as though someone unseen has entered the chamber. Claire's silhouette appears once more, her head turning sharply, eyes widening in sudden fear. The screen cuts to black. One final voiceover whispers, barely audible. This is not just their reunion, it is the beginning of their greatest trial. A single strike of thunder shakes the silence. The screen glows with 3 words, blood red against the dark, coming soon. The candle flame sputters, then dies. The black screen lingers, but instead of silence, a strange sound rises. The rhythmic spin of a spindle, thread unwinding. Slowly, faint golden strands appear, twisting across the darkness like veins of light. They weave into patterns, forming shapes that shift and dissolve before the audience can fully grasp them. Voiceover, whispering, distant, almost otherworldly. Time is no straight path. It coils, it tangles, it binds. And every knot demands a sacrifice. The visuals distort. Flashes of Claire's face fractured into mirrors. Henry standing in a storm as waves crash against unseen shores. Jamie's silhouette turning away into mist. Each image lasts only a second, as though stolen glimpses of futures that may or may not come. The camera glides across the golden strands as they fray, snapping one by one. With each snap, the sound of a heartbeat skips, stumbling, slowing. The score shifts. A soft harp plays, eerily calm, while low bass rumbles beneath like a warning. Henry appears again, this time standing in an endless field at dawn. He calls out, his voice echoing into emptiness. "Claire, where are you?" Instead of Claire, a figure cloaked in shadow answers, their voice cold and unreadable. "What you've found, you cannot keep." The golden strands collapse, twisting into a single thread that glows brighter and brighter until it burns like fire. The screen turns white for a moment, then abruptly cuts to black. Voiceover, final, cryptic. The end is not the end. It is only the crossing. A faint sound of footsteps fades into the distance. Then, just before silence, Claire's voice whispers with urgency. Henry, don't let go. The screen fades with a final image. A single glowing thread, swaying in the dark, slowly unraveling into nothing. The screen bursts alive with fire. A battle rages. Swords clashing, rain pouring, lightning cracking across the sky. The sound design is relentless. Drums pounding like war, bagpipes wailing like a cry for survival. Henry is shown sprinting through chaos, mud splashing under his boots, his eyes frantic. Claire's voice cuts through the storm. Henry, you must choose now. The montage explodes. Claire standing over an ancient stone circle, her hands glowing faintly with light. Jamie's shadow, his sword raised high, charging into a wave of enemies. Henry holding the torn book against his chest, lightning illuminating his terrified face, a hand gripping his shoulder. But it's unclear if it is friend or foe. Voiceover, powerful, booming. Love will lead them, time will test them, and war will claim them all. The camera whirls into fast, pounding cuts. Claire screaming Henry's name, soldiers falling, a burning ship breaking apart at sea, a single tear rolling down Jamie's cheek. The music soars into its final crescendo, every instrument clashing in a storm of sound. Henry and Claire are shown one last time, running toward each other through the battlefield. Their hands reach out, the distance between them closing in slow motion. Just as their fingers are about to touch, the screen slams into black, a single, echoing heartbeat. Then, fiery golden letters tear across the screen. Outlander, Season 8 beneath. The words sear into place, glowing with heat. The reunion begins. The war awaits. The final sound is not music, but Claire's trembling whisper, broken and urgent. Henry, whatever happens, don't let them take you. The trailer ends in silence.